Hey guys, it's Touched by Troi, and let's just get on into this beat, honey. So we're going off, and I put my Ruby Kisses primer on, and I'm setting it with my Beauty Bakery flower setting powder in the shade yellow. And after I set that powder, I'm putting on my Maybelline Fit Me foundation in the shade 340 Coconut. I set my primer with a powder. It's for all your oily skin friends, and especially even in the summertime, it just stops the oil from coming out and from your makeup clocking out before it's supposed to. I really love Maybelline Fit Me, one, because it's very versatile and it comes in so many shades. And if you are a chocolate girl, you know how hard sometimes finding your appropriate shade can be, and Maybelline just gives us that opportunity. So that is why it's one of my favorite foundations. For my concealer, I am using Ruby Kisses HD Concealer in Warm Honey. I'm highlighting under my eyes first, and then of course my lip and where my smile lines are, under my chin, and I'm gonna go in at my forehead, my 5 head, and at the bridge of my nose. I actually like to let my concealer dry a little bit under my eyes just to give me optimum coverage. You don't have to, but for me, when I want to highlight, I like a highlight, and that is my cup of tea. I started doing brows after foundation just to see how much I like it and to see if it would be lived in. So I eventually am going to do my own just individual eyebrow tutorial to go through all of my steps. But as you can see here, for one, I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow pomade in the shade dark brown. I'm just making the shape of my brows that I desire. I've been doing brows for a really long time, y'all. Like, if you knew me in high school, I'm literally a brow veteran. So I can do brows in my sleep at this point. And I'm just evening out the pomade with my spoolie, and I'm making sure it's not too harsh in the front. And what I'm doing, which is the most important step when doing your brows, is carving your brows out at the bottom. If you do this well, your brows are beautiful. But also, if you mess up this step, it literally ruins your brows. So it's the easiest way to make them look amazing, and it's the easiest way to make them look trash as well. But I'm just taking my concealer brush, and that same concealer that I use for under my eye, putting under my brows, and I'm just making sure those lines are smooth and even, because I want them to look as nice and as pretty and presentable as possible. So we're just going to keep on blending and keep on blending, because we're actually going to blend that concealer down. So like I said, we're going to bring that concealer down with the e.l.f. Concealer blending brush. This brush costs $3, but truthfully it is worth $30. I have used this brush with concealing under my eyes, blending them out, and they work beautifully. It's one of my favorite brushes. At the top, to avoid that halo longhorn brow that everyone needs to stop. If it is 2019, it's about to be 2020. If you have not stopped this, please stop it now. And I'm just putting my Maybelline Fit Me foundation, your foundation shade. That's how you avoid those super duper highlighted brows. Carving it out at the top with your foundation shade and blending it out with that concealer brush that I love so freaking much. And so I took my spoolie and just dispersed that pomade even a little bit more, just to make it look more natural. For me to create my base for my eyeshadows, I just took LA Girl concealer in Fawn, which is like everyone has used Fawn at some point in time. It is always, whether you use it all the time, it's in your back pocket. So I'm still using that concealer brush, and I'm just patting it out evenly, and just to make room for a nice smooth base. And in my first color, I am using the color Ada, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, is from the Juvia's Place Masquerade palette, and I'm using a really fluffy Shop Miss A brush. Shop Miss A has some really beautiful brushes, and they come in sets. I usually buy the sets. They're not even really expensive. I think they're like $10. When you blend out with this brush, because it's so fluffy, it takes up the pigment, but it doesn't just concentrate it in one small area of your eye, and it creates this really kind of just even and smooth base for you putting on any other shadows. I'm using another Shop Miss A brush, and then I'm also using the eyeshadow Casablanca in the Juvia's Masquerade palette, as well as basically cutting a crease without cutting a crease. So if you know eyeshadow, it's kind of just like cutting some corners, because I mean, every time you don't want a super duper sharp cut crease. And you see I'm using my finger, because your finger can help you get to places in shadows that other brushes can't, and it makes it look more natural. And I'm done baking. I baked before I did my eyeshadow, just to soak up any extra product and to make my highlight pop out. I used the Beauty Bakery setting flour powder in the shade yellow, and I'm just taking a regular e.l.f. brush and I'm swiping that off because I want all that excess powder off. And I'm gonna bring some more warmth into my face in just a little bit. Now, I liked that nice little dreamy brown and gold, but my grandma taught me better than this. You add depth until your eyeshadow looks. And so I'm taking my Wet n Wild brush and the Pigment Black from the Crayon Case eyeshadow palette, and I'm just blending that in. Look, smoky eyes bring your credit score up. They take away some loans. They do you well. And I'm taking a MAC brush and I'm just blending that out even higher so the black is not super duper harsh, because we don't need any harsh blacks. We need things to look like a nice variation of colors. And I'm going in with my NYX black liner. I really like this eyeliner, but for me, I don't discriminate. I will use any eyeliner. I'm probably going to do an eyeliner tutorial because I have perfected my way through the years. It's taken a lot of time to get that done. But for my highlighter, I'm using Beauty Bakery's So Icy Illuminator in the shade Glaze. Glaze is a really pretty highlighter because it's not super duper yellow, and it's nice for chocolate girls. Like, we deserved a highlighter that was popping but wasn't ugly. If you get what I'm saying. And I always go on the side of my cheek, at the middle of my nose, and at the tip of my nose, and also under my brow bone, just because it makes it pop. This step is so freaking important. Don't you ever forget it. Spray your setting spray and also pat that in with a beauty sponge. Doesn't matter what sponge you have, but it sets that makeup in, and it makes sure it doesn't clock out. Nothing budges and nothing moves, but it's my favorite and most amazing step. Thank you guys so much for coming back and watch. And also, if you wanted the pictorial like I put above, just follow my Instagram, which is Touched by Troi, and it has a detailed list of all of my product details used for this look as well. And if there are any other tutorials you would like, or anything you would like me to go in depth about, just comment below, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, guys.